Such a Nerd Podcast.
Jesus!
Welcome everyone to Such a Nerd Podcast. I'm David.
I'm dead. What?
Actually, funny
just
story.
Ruined me.
Yeah, funny story is that official Super Trooper of the podcast says you sound like Danny Bonaducci.
Well, call me Danny Bonaducci then. I'll take it. I'm the official douchey guy.
That works. All right.
Hey, I get to be official something of the podcast. Shout out to David.
Yeah. So, welcome to Such a Nerd Podcast, where we talk about all things nerdy, games, movies, comics, wrestling, whatever.
Yep, and we do it pretty good.
Yeah.
We're good at running our
Maybe.
mouths about shit.
Nah, fuck those guys. I don't know what they're talking about.
They're fucking assholes, that's what they are.
I know. So we're going to open it up with I think we should make this a segment, because this has gone on far long enough.
What, just a shout out to Gary segment?
No.
Oh.
You're Welcome, Internet, is our new segment.
So we have to break it down and be like, this is what you can thank us for this week.
Yeah, because, alright, we've done stuff before where it's like, hey, I talked about Movie Bob like 3 weeks ago. He does his Pixel review, and it goes viral, and he has like 20 million hits on this review. So I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. They were like, we're never going to do a Final Fantasy VII remake. We talk about it, and then, hey, we're going to do a Final Fantasy VII remake.
You're welcome.
Honest Trailers, we did our Batman review. They did their Batman review a couple weeks later.
They pretty much just took notes on us, so...
They said exactly the same thing we said, like almost word for word. It was kind of scary.
You're welcome.
And then last week we were talking about Space Jam, and you made a comment about Lola Bunny being sexy.
Boom, Watch Mojo.
Watch Mojo.
Almost number one, too.
Top 10 sexualized female characters. Number 2, Lola Bunny.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Oh, they also did the Metal Gear Solid thing.
You're super welcome.
You're super welcome, Watch Mojo.
Because
keep listening to us.
We were getting straggly at the end of that one. Dude, that Metal Gear retrospective will run you down.
It definitely will. And there's one thing we didn't talk about that I think it's worth going back and talking about.
Sure.
Real quick. We never talked about the stealth suit.
Which one?
Any of them.
Oh, when you beat the game and you get the stealth camo?
Yeah, so whenever you get a Metal Gear game, it's like, all right, objective number 1, beat the game.
Yeah.
Objective number 2, how do I get the stealth suit?
It's, unless you did it on the first try, which you could in Metal Gear 1.
Yeah.
2, you had to do a little bit of work for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could randomly get the stealth suit at 1 and be like, holy shit. And then you could get the bandana and you can get unlimited ammo also. And then you could beat it again and get the James Bond suit. And it just keeps going. And actually, that's where it stops.
Yeah. Well.
Cool little fact about that is, did you notice that in Metal Gear 1, your save file would change colors depending on how many times you beat it?
Yes, I did.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I wanted to bring it up because in all of gaming, that's one of my absolute favorite things to do is to get the stealth suit and just start fucking with guards.
It definitely wasn't fun doing push-ups.
No.
Or, sorry, not push-ups,
The
chin-ups
pull-ups,
to try and get your grip meter in 2.
Yeah.
Because it was not in 1.
No.
Which is funny because we were talking about it and we were like, oh yeah, it's in there. And it was like, I remember a while ago after we talked about it, I was like, you couldn't jump off the edge in that game because you get to that one part, like close to the beginning, you have to run around the tank room all the way to the stairs and down to the door. You couldn't just jump over, drop, and go.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so hard to remember everything from these games.
Yeah. But I know, the stealth suit was always great because you get the stealth suit, you go like right up to a guard's face, they don't see you.
You just punch them.
Just punch them, and they're like, we'll look around, they're like, huh, what was that?
They'll look right at you, too. That's the great part. Like in part 1 where you got the guard who's taking like a leak at the urinal.
Yeah.
I would just keep punching him in the back of the head and let him go back to his business and then just like, bop!
I'm always waiting for the Easter egg where like a guard starts flipping out because he thinks a ghost is messing with him.
That would have been good.
Yeah, they should do that.
It's a ghost!
Alright, shall we move on to news? Shout out to Gary.
Shout out to Gary. Hey, you're a cool guy, Gary.
Yeah, we actually have something going on this week, this week coming up. So Tuesday...
Oh, you see, we talked about Dragon Ball by using the theme last week.
Oh, yes.
Now
yes,
the movie's in Annapolis. You're welcome.
There you go. You're welcome, Internet. No, so they're showing the new Dragon Ball Z movie in Annapolis on Tuesday, which is August 4th at 7 p.m. So we're doing a little thing of it. You know, I asked Gary, hey, would you want to come out? So Gary's going to come out, so you can come join the official Gary of the podcast. Gary?
Gary?
You can join us.
Gary.
Me and David will be there. So if you're listening to this on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday morning and you want to come out and join us,
bam, that's where we'll be.
there you go. If you're listening to this after that, then fuck you. I'm sorry.
No, you should have listened sooner.
Should have listened. So that's what we got going on this week. So moving on to movie news. So as we were talking before we went on air, we don't know how accurate this is anymore, because the big rumor going around was that Channing Tatum was leaving Gambit.
And some people were happy, some people were bitter.
What didn't make any sense to me was that this has been like his passion project. He's been trying to get this going for like over a year. They finally got a director. He was just at Comic-Con, you know, pushing it up, promoting it, like, hey, we're going to make this movie. And then all of a sudden, you know, I think it was like Tuesday when it came out, it was like, hey, Channing Tatum's going to leave Gambit. It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
And then, like I was telling you before today, it's like, it's confirmed he is still with Gambit.
Yeah, so the website that posted this, The Wrap, I don't know how accurate they are, but yeah, it didn't make any sense to me, and everybody was just running with it as if it was fact. And I was like, well, I think Channing Tatum would probably be the source to go to for this, and he hasn't said anything yet.
Like I said, I saw something about it today. I didn't read if it was directly from him or not, so I can't really give any official word if that's what's going on. So,
all right, well, official redneck of the podcast,
Yeah.
Steve Bell, sent in some stuff. So he brought in a couple people that he thinks might be a good fit should Channing Tatum drop out. So the first one he mentioned was Josh Holloway. And Josh Holloway played Sawyer in Lost.
I never watched it.
Okay.
Everybody hyped up Lost, and then it sounded so disappointed by the ending. I was like, I don't feel like wasting that much time.
It was a disappointing ending, but he was one of the better characters. He was actually approached to play Gambit in the X-Men Origins movie. And he was like, no, I don't want to do it because it's a little too similar to the Sawyer character on Lost. And it kind of is. They are kind of a similar character. They're both thieves, they're both con men, kind of. They both have, like, southern, you know, Louisiana accent. He'd be perfect for the role, but he just doesn't seem up to do it. And I think at this point, he's probably a little too old for it, especially since this is supposed to be a origin story.
Yeah, well, God, I still hate origin stories. You know me.
Yeah, well, either way,
That's
it looks
why
like...
when we were talking about it last week, I was like, oh, yeah, Phase 2 Marvel movies. And I was like, well, Ant-Man probably seems like Phase 1 because it's an origin story. They're not doing those anymore.
Yeah.
Which, props to Marvel. I'm glad they're not.
I agree. I'm so glad they're not doing one with this new Spider-Man movie.
Dude, is that in your notes, the leak of what the image might look like?
No.
I actually like it.
Okay.
It's, you can Google it, people. It's just like an artist rendition. I don't know if it's from a comic book or not, but it's like basically he's like wearing a hoodie with some goggles. You know what I'm talking about? He's got like some just black pants on with some knee braces because Spider-Man be sucking that. Never mind.
No, I didn't see that.
But yeah, it's a cool little image. I found it online.
Alright, so Channing Tatum may or may not be Gambit. Who knows?
As long as he's not humping metal stuff and dancing around with dudes.
Yeah.
Like his other big project of passion.
Yeah.
Because that's a passionate project.
You gotta be passionate.
Yeah, you got to be magical, Mike.
Yeah. Alright, on to other movie news.
Yeah.
So we got some... I haven't given out any movie stats here lately.
Well, I think we're about to change that.
We
now.
are. So Minions came out a couple weeks ago.
Yay.
So as I said, worst movie ever.
Ooh.
After 20 minutes, it just kind of rubs on the nerves the wrong way, and you're ready for it to be over. I kind of get the feeling that, you know, pretty much everybody else thinks the same thing. It's got 54% critic score, 55% audience, so right about, you know, the same. Domestically, it's cleaning up. It's done $272 million.
Of course it did. It's the Minions.
Worldwide, it's done $771 million.
Holy crap.
And it had a $74 million budget. So I would say it's made its money back.
There's going to be a part 2.
There is absolutely going to be a part 2.
Yeah, I'd rather a Despicable Me 3.
I agree. Yeah.
I wonder if it'll be focused around E3.
Hey,
Despicable Me 3.
hey.
It's a tie-in. They could cash out.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
All right. Pixels.
Yes. Oh, God. It
So-
did good, though, didn't it? Ah, good. I'm glad.
All right. It has 18% critic rating,
Yeah.
56% audience. So
Ooh.
there's always going to be those Adam Sandler people that are like, oh, I love everything he does.
Well, they're stupid.
It's done $32 million domestically.
$32 million?
which is not very good.
For an Adam Sandler movie.
It's done 58 worldwide,
Yeah.
and it's got a budget of 88 million. So it's gonna make its money back, probably. I think it will. I think it'll make its money back at least, but...
Well, fuck that and fuck him.
Let's talk about Ant-Man.
Okay.
Not with that.
That's how I felt about it.
Really?
I didn't see it.
Oh, asshole.
Was I supposed to have a good opinion?
Yeah?
Oh, it was great. I'm glad I didn't see it.
It was great. So it has 79% critic, which is okay.
That's pretty damn good, actually.
91% audience.
That's always better, because guess who's paying you?
Audience.
Here you go.
116 mil domestically, 237 worldwide. Budget was 130 million.
So they made it back and then some, but on the low end for Marvel.
Yeah, I think it'll pick up in a little bit. I think people were kind of hesitant to go right out and see the movie. They wanted to wait and hear if it was good first. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be pretty strong, going on.
Well, that's Marvelous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Jesus Christ.
My bad.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I haven't seen it yet. I've heard good things. It has 92% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
How the fuck does that happen?
I don't know. Like I said, the last one was really good. I liked it a lot.
I haven't seen that last one, but you told me it was good. I'm probably going to go watch it. And the way that the trailers I saw, the new one actually... no, I'm going to go watch Dragon Ball.
Okay.
All right.
The new Vacation movie came out, which is the reboot/sequel.
Yeah,
of
my
the
parents
series.
are actually going to watch it tonight.
Really?
Should I interview them?
Yes,
Let's
you
get
should.
60-year-old people opinions. Hi, Mom.
Let's do it.
She's listening to this, by the way.
So I watched the Red Band trailer. It was pretty funny.
It actually does look funny.
28% Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It did Adam Sandler good.
Did Adam Sandler numbers for that one.
Damn, that's fucked.
Yeah.
I think it's still going to do good.
Yeah, I think it will.
How many comedies do you know that get high ratings on fucking Rotten Tomatoes?
And see, that's the thing. And I don't like to watch comedies in the theater, so I'm not going to watch it in the theater.
I kind of do. I watched all the American Pie movies in the theater, and sometimes the big reactions, it's always great.
So
Makes you laugh harder to laugh with others.
here's my thing on comedies in the theater. So if you go see a Marvel movie, Marvel. If you go see a Marvel movie in the theater,
Yes.
you can be like, okay, if the story's not great, at least the action was good. Okay, if the action isn't good, at least the special effects were good.
If the special effects weren't good, it was obviously a Sony movie.
Well, with comedies, you don't have that. So if you go in, you're like,
The comedy sucks, but
you're done.
yeah, done here.
You're done. So that's why I don't see comedies in the theater.
All right. It makes sense. We have another movie?
No, last bit of news I had for movies. They did announce that there is going to be a new DC animated movie.
Oh, I read that.
They're going to be doing.
Actually, super stoked,
They're going to be doing The Killing Joke.
and I will be watching that.
I will be watching, absolutely. Mark
Yes.
Hamill's coming back to do the Joker.
Even though he said he's not going to be doing it no, he said he's not going to do any more Joker after Arkham Arkham City.
That's what he said, but he put out a Twitter message. He was like, hey, I really want to do this, fingers crossed. And they announced that he was doing it.
Well, maybe not. You never know.
We'll see. So we have somebody in the background shaking their head vigorously at
We
this
have our
news.
first special guest.
Special guest.
He's an official person.
Official super trooper of the podcast, Kirk, is joining us.
Yes.
Let's give it a thump for Kirk. Come on.
Yay.
Yay!
Let's all pop the audio.
That's fine.
Yeah, I was shaking my head at the animated because the last one I heard they announced was the Battle for the Cowl.
We got to get him in closer. Or you got to talk louder. Either or.
Last one I heard they announced was Battle for the Cowl.
Hey,
I
Okay.
think they're titling it Bad Blood.
for animated movie? Or?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
with that Gods and Monsters that just came out.
Yeah.
That was their sneak peek on their special feature.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's pretty cool. No, I do know that the Killing Joke, was that it?
Yeah, I think they said middle of next year.
Yeah, I know it's coming. I didn't know if it's the next one or not.
Yeah.
Because I watched all the Batman ones, of course. You got to watch all the Batman ones. He's the best thing to come out of DC. Definitely in our Redskins.
He might come up again in Nerd Battles.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Okay.
Which I think I kind of clued you into that one last week, so you could kind of prepare for what you were in
Yeah,
for.
because I got a lot of stupidity to talk about.
Yeah. All right, on to game news.
All right, games.
Street Fighter V beta delayed indefinitely.
That's gay.
Elaborate.
Well, they're already this far along. Like, how do they have it set up to where they're introducing all these new characters and that the server? What is it? A server issue?
It's a server issue.
That sucks. Yeah, I can understand now.
Yeah.
If it's a server issue, that means they got to put out a lot of money.
Yeah, so it is a server issue. They're working on getting it resolved. They already said this beta period is not going to count for their 3-phase beta period they were going to do. So
Yeah, where they're introducing characters slowly in.
yeah, you're still going to get your 3-phase beta period. It's just not going to be right now.
And if you're gay, I don't mean gay in a bad way. So, love you.
Yes, he does. That's fine.
I love gay people.
One thing I did want to talk about for Street Fighter V that we didn't talk about before was the fight money system.
Which I'm 50-50 on this one.
Okay. Care to elaborate?
Can you stop saying that?
I can, if you elaborate.
Okay, I'll elaborate then. I'm wondering if you get the game when you first buy it, didn't it say you're getting the full 16-character roster?
No.
No?
No.
So there's going to be characters right out the gate that you can't play.
You have to unlock them the old-fashioned way by playing the actual fucking game.
Technically yes and technically no. Because you're not meeting, like, a couple of requirements. You have to play this much to get this character.
So here's kind of what they're doing, and I'm all for this. I like it. So they're doing the League of Legends system of getting characters. So it's either, hey, you can spend $5 and unlock this character right now, or if you want to grind for a couple hours, maybe a day, then you can unlock this character using in-game currency.
Well, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
Me either. It's all good. So we have that. They did say any costumes or anything like that you would have to pay for real money.
Yeah, they're doing
Which
the real
I'm
money
fine
system
with.
for that because I never bought costumes anyway.
Yeah, so it's exactly the same how it is in League of Legends. So
Now, I don't know how true this is going to be, but they also said they're not going to be doing any expansions, any character releases they're putting into the game to be unlocked with either real money or fight money. What do they call real money? Zinni?
No, fight money.
No, real fight money is what you gain from fighting, and then you have Zinni, which is in-game
real money
currency.
is dollars.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it was announced as Zinni and fight money.
No, I don't think.
I'll bet money.
Where do you live?
I live under your couch.
No, it's either real money or fight money. So now when Balrog yells, "My fight money," it has some
man.
purpose.
All right, well, I'm totally going to fact check that on break because I swear I'm right over you.
I'll be right here, so when you fact check that, let me know.
All right, when I'm right,
Yeah.
I'm getting the best blowjay ever from you.
I'm willing to bet that's not checked on break.
It's probably not. We never check anything.
WoW is getting a 6th expansion.
Last expansion.
So
Please.
they say.
Is it going to be the Emerald Dream?
I don't know.
That's the one they always rumored was going to be the last one.
I'm just kind of like, all right, I understand why they're doing it because they still have millions of subscribers.
Yeah, and they always get a big bump as soon as they release a new one because then people are also buying it and then re-upping a subscription. Why wouldn't you make another one?
Exactly. So they had gotten down, I think, to like 7 million at one point. They came out with the last expansion. It jumped back up to 10 or 11
yeah, 10,
million.
It was 10.
And now it's gone back down to like 6 million. So they're like, oh, we got to get another expansion out.
Yeah, they're rushing shit.
Yeah. So
Hey,
when
you
is it
got to
gonna be
milk
free
the
to
cow.
play? When is it gonna be free to play?
Cow as much as possible. And that's what they're going to do.
It should just be free to play. I mean, they already have the option to pay to level up to 90. I mean, why?
And they also have the
it?
ability to pay for subscriptions that you can sell in the auction house.
Really?
Yeah.
That's retarded.
Some people don't feel like paying money and they can pay with gold and another person can pay with cash. It's stupid.
Yeah, they tried that with Diablo. Look where that got us.
Yeah, it got taken out of the console version for a reason because it was stupid.
Yeah, it's out of the PC version now, too.
Is it?
God.
Good. Good.
All
I'm
right.
glad they're thinking logically.
New Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Which one did you go with?
I'm probably going to go with Rock Band.
I'm probably going to go Guitar Hero.
All right, so as long as you get it on PS4, we can
both
swap.
have it.
Yeah, there you go.
Boom. Figured that out.
All right.
Oh, by the way, if you figured out if we're going to order it or not, I think you just figured that out. So,
Five Nights at Freddy's is getting a movie, first off.
which is stupid.
Stupid.
That game is an indie smash that gets released every 6 months.
So my first instinct upon hearing that was, have these people never seen Child's Play? Because it's basically the same thing.
It's not. It's not even close.
Dude, it's kids' toys running around killing people.
They're not kids' toys. They're animatronics. It's fucking Chuck E. Cheese come to life.
You're talking semantics.
Hello, UPS.
What?
I don't know.
All right. Sorry, so we both agree the movie's stupid, but it's
Yeah.
getting director Gil Kennan,
Yeah.
who did the most recent version of Poltergeist, which I never saw.
Which I didn't either. So maybe it'll still be shitty because I didn't watch Poltergeist. Did you watch Poltergeist?
I did see the remake of Poltergeist.
How was it?
It actually wasn't bad. They did a different take on the possession and everything, and how it went through. It was the same stories, but
So here on the show we have best movie ever, worst movie ever.
I need a middle ground on that one.
See, I told you there has to be a
There's
middle
no middle ground.
No, he meh.
No, it's the internet. It's
He
best
supports
or
me.
worst ever.
He supports me. There's a middle ground. There's meh.
Can I meh?
You can meh.
I meh.
Oh, you
Yeah.
guys suck. You both suck.
You're not taking it away from me ever.
Well, and the simple fact is they didn't use real skeletons in the pool scene like they
That
did for
changes
first
the
one.
game. That's everything. I was about to ask him if there were real skeletons or not. He knew where I was going, Josh.
All right, so Five Nights at Freddy's. Watch Child's Play. If you want to play a scary game, play Fatal Frame.
Oh.
Play a real scary game.
All right, Five Nights is a jump scare game. We know it. But some people, that's the only way they can get scared, I guess. I don't know.
WWE announced Terminator as a playable character in WWE 2K16.
Maybe it's a good thing Hulk Hogan's gone. Because that's who he replaced.
Here's the thing is I think back on Terminator, and I think back on Terminator 1 where he literally punches a guy through the chest.
Yeah, I think that pretty much ends the game.
Yeah, I'm going to say so. I don't think even Cena could survive that one.
I don't know.
He is Super Cena.
Super Cena 5.
Alright, so that's video game news. Let's talk wrestling news and a little bit of UFC.
Alright, so this means I shut up.
Alright, wrestling news. So we'll start off on the somber note. Roddy Piper passed away.
Alright, I can talk. Yeah, that sucks. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Because back when I was a kid, that's the era I was watching. And I even told you the other night, I was watching They Live in Remembrance.
Yeah, actually a lot of people were. So on the wrestling forum that I go to, a lot of people are like, hey, I'm going to do this tonight.
Yeah.
So we've lost Roddy Piper and Dusty Rhodes here in a very short amount of time, two of the best promo guys ever, so really sucks.
Well, hopefully everything's looking up from this point. It gets brighter and better and more beautiful. That was the sweetest thing I've ever said.
You need to talk louder.
No, I can't let people hear me be that way.
Can't let him hear me being nice? What the fuck?
I'm Danny Bonaducci.
So Roddy Piper, I'm sure they're going to do some
Big memorial.
Big memorial thing on Raw, I'm sure. I heard they did a 10-bell salute at the live show that took place on the day that he passed away, so I'm sure we'll get something on there. I wanted to bring up WWE a little bit because some stuff has actually been going on. So in the last pay-per-view, it was Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins.
Oh.
And Brock Lesnar was destroying Seth Rollins. And you're like, how is Seth Rollins going to get out of here with the belt? I didn't think they were going to put it on Brock, so I was like, how are they going to get out of this? Basically, Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of him, suplexed him 17 times.
Did you call him Brock Lesnar?
Brock
I
worst
just
Lesnar.
really want a Brock right now. That's all I can think about.
Brock worst Lesnar.
He is the
Suplexed him
worst.
17 times.
Jesus.
Gave him the F5 and was going for a pin, and then the lights went out. And me and Malia were watching it. Malia was like, oh, it's Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar. That'll be pretty cool. And then, gong, the Undertaker's music. And you're like, holy shit.
So you're tired.
No, so he got beat by Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, not this past year, but the year
The
before.
Hell in a Cell. I thought he got beat at
No.
by Brock Lesnar. Who beat him at Hell in a Cell?
No, he won that one.
Did
Damn,
he? I
yeah.
thought he lost the last one.
No, he won Hell in a Cell.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So he came back this past WrestleMania, went against Bray Wyatt, and won that match. So everybody was like, well, it doesn't make much sense to have him lose to Brock Lesnar and then come back the next year and win. So I guess this was the plan. I'm assuming, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that this was the plan all along. So it's going into SummerSlam. They're going to be the main event. It's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker. And I really don't know what they're going to do because they just re-signed Brock Lesnar. It doesn't make any sense to have him lose to Undertaker now. But at the same time, why bring Undertaker back? Why would Undertaker come back if he's just going to lose again?
Maybe it's because you're our bitch now. You're going to start losing.
No.
I think they could pull
No.
that. It's a contract.
No, I don't think so. So I'll be really interested to see what they do with that one.
I'm sure they'll do it live.
This past Monday on Raw, I also wanted to bring up that John Cena had a reconstructive surgery live on TV. His nose is now over by his ear somewhere. He got kneed right in the face by Seth Rollins.
Jeez.
Like flush. And his nose is like on the other side of his face. It looks brutal.
That's shit.
Yeah, so they've pulled him off of live shows. He's not going to be at Raw this Monday.
Man, that shit's fake.
So, yeah, that was... they had a really good match, too. And, Cena won the match, and I wasn't even mad about him winning. It was a really good match, so what can you say?
Well, he won with his nose in the side of his fucking face. I hope you'd be happy for him.
And we're going to move on to UFC news. So we are actually watching UFC right now.
Yes.
We have UFC 190 going on tonight.
We
Big
have it
fight.
turned down so Dana White doesn't come after us because he does not want anybody to see anything he does or be brought to a rebroadcast in any sort.
No, not at all. Can't do that.
He's an asshole.
Yeah. In fact, this episode is probably going to get pulled because we're even talking about UFC.
Did we mention UFC without permission?
No, I think we did.
We got permission?
No.
Oh.
No, we mentioned it without permission.
Oh,
I think
fuck.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
listen
fucked.
to it while you can.
Yeah, it'll be gone. But big fight on tonight. Ronda Rousey's fighting tonight. So, side note, Ronda Rousey got her nickname Rowdy from Rowdy Roddy Pipper. When she was about to go into MMA, she actually was able to get his phone number, called him and said, hey, big fan of yours, really want to use your nickname when I start fighting. And he's like, kid, go for it. And she was like, yeah, I saw him like 5 years later when I was 9-0. And he was like, I know I gave you permission to use the name. I didn't know you were going to be that good.
That's pretty awesome.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. So she's actually dedicated this match to his honor tonight. So it's pretty cool.
So she's going to win.
She's gonna win.
You don't lose when you're Ronda Rousey.
So you and I were talking beforehand, and Kirk here is a UFC fan as well. So you and I feel like the luster of UFC has kind of gone away a little bit.
It's starting to diminish from what it was.
So why do you think that is?
I just think with all the big names that held the titles for so long, and then the way they lost them. Because I was always a huge Silva fan. I was always a huge Johnny Bones fan. And then it was just like, oh, Johnny Bones is also a drug addict. There goes a sweet motorcycle. Did you see him? I could almost feel his dick inside me. But with that, it's just like the people I like to watch the most, everybody started to hate because they held the title so long. And then the way they lost them, I didn't like it because Johnny Bones stripped of it.
Yeah.
Silva, he got cocky. And he
Yeah.
got knocked the fuck out for it. And then he came back and got his leg snapped.
Yes.
Which was so disgusting. Like, I remember we had it, because we were recording it so we could, like, skip through stuff. We rewound that part, like, 3 times where you see his leg just kind of, like, flop over itself. And it was like, oh!
His legs was like linguini.
It's like, why are we still watching this? And it just seems like since then, I mean, I still like Aldo, but then Aldo got injured. And it's just like, I haven't found much interest since then. It's just been dying for me because I go in and I find more fun in the prelims. It seems like they fight harder than the people towards the top now.
What say you, official Super Trooper of the podcast?
It depends on I follow if it's the fighters I want. Prime example, I paid $60 to watch the fight tonight. I will be fast forwarding through everything except Ronda's fight.
Gotcha.
So.
Damn. Dedication.
And Anderson Silva, I hated because he was completely cocky.
He was very cocky, but
When-
that's like with people liking Nick and Nate. Everyone liked how cocky they were. They weren't the champ, technically.
Well, they were cocky and they still didn't win. So
Well, they were winning a lot, but then it's just like they started to go on like this losing streak, and when they started going on, they were like, "Fuck it, I quit."
But when the referee has to tell Silva flat out, you either have to fight or I'm stopping this whole thing, and Dana White hands the championship belt over to his manager and says, "You put it on him. I don't have anything to do with this." You just
Yeah, I
lose all
remember that
respect
one.
for him as a fighter.
So here's kind of where I started to lose interest a little bit. I was really big into it, like you and I both were, like me and David both were.
Yeah.
And we were watching it like every pay-per-view. Like we would have people over my house, we would like hang out, we would drink, watch fights. A lot of fun. I think at this point it's just gotten so watered down that it's like, what's the point? Because you used to have a championship defended on every pay-per-view, and it's not like that anymore. Now
it's just big names sometimes, and they'll give them championship rounds.
not even always that, but it's just you're having a pay-per-view basically every 3 weeks at this point. You have something on Fox every week. You have whatever other little show that you're doing.
Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, I really just feel like the product got watered down because all these big name fighters you want to have in these matches. And another thing that I think has brought it down a little bit is the training methods of some of these guys.
What?
Like Jose Aldo got injured in training.
True.
So there's a lot of these guys that are scheduled for these big fights, and then they end up getting injured. Like, remember a couple years ago, John Jones was supposed to have a fight. I don't remember who it was against, but his opponent got injured. And they were like, oh, well, John Jones, we found a replacement for you.
Daniel Cormier, I think. I don't know if I'm saying that.
Was it Cormier?
Right. Wasn't it DC?
It wasn't Cormier. That was the one where Chael took it on short notice against Jones.
Well, there was, like, Dana came to him and was like, we have somebody who's going to fill in for you. It's on short notice. It was like 2 weeks before the fight. And
Right.
John Jones was like, I'm not doing that. I'm the champion.
Oh, then he's definitely right, because that's the fight it happened. They gave it to Chael Sonnen.
Okay.
And he's like, I haven't been training to fight a wrestler. I'm not taking the fight now.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, they ended up canceling the whole pay-per-view because of that. And it was like, you should not have to cancel a pay-per-view because you lost one match. If that's the case, then your pay-per-view sucks.
So it's not that he even lost the match. It's just that he refused to fight somebody he hadn't been training for.
No, I mean, the card lost the match.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So that's kind of how I think about it. And, yeah, Anderson Silva, I felt the same way. I was like, he's a cocky asshole. That's why I don't like him.
That's why I did like him. But the thing is most people like Nick and Nate, and I hated those two.
I can't stand either one of them because they scream and moan and say they want. I think one of them said they wanted $6 million for a fight.
What?
Basically, they wanted Anderson Silva money, and he's
Yeah.
making. I think one of his purses was $600,000 to show, not even his win bonus. And they're like, we deserve that kind of money. And UFC's like, you don't win, so no.
You don't bring any buys. Why would you get that?
Nah, I lost respect for them. I think it was it WEC? World Extreme Cage Fighting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where Jake Shields won that match and Mayhem came up and you just see fucking those two clowns in the background. They just attack them.
Oh, no, it was Strikeforce.
Was it Strikeforce?
It was Strikeforce, yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because that's the one that they bought.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah.
Well, UFC's pretty much bought everybody at this point.
Yeah. They have no competition. They bought
No, they got
everybody.
one left. I can never remember the name.
Bellator?
Bellator, yes.
Is that really a competition, though?
Oh, they're getting all the retired UFC fighters now.
Come watch fucking Rampage
That's
take on
become
Tito
the
Ortiz.
WCW of cage fighting.
Pretty much. But no, I always get psyched for a Ronda Rousey fight, so I'm excited to see her fight tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the good 30 seconds it'll be.
Yeah, it'll be great.
It sounds like my sex life.
Well, Ronda has said it's going to go longer because she wants to punish her.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
so here's the thing, is that Ronda put out a autobiography book.
Oh,
and she,
because her career is over, she might as well do that.
No, she talked about she struggled with drug use at one point in her life.
Must have been her Dragon Ball Z phase.
Her father killed himself,
Jesus.
and she had to deal with that. She talked about all that, and when they were doing press for the fight, the girl who she's fighting, whose name I can't pronounce, I'm not even going to try, she was like, I hope when I beat you so bad you don't run back to using drugs or go kill yourself.
That's fucked up.
And I was like, I hope Ronda takes this chick in there and just rips her arm off and fucking takes it home with her.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, so Ronda Rousey all the way.
Yeah, it's, Conor McGregor may talk a lot of shit, but I don't think even he would have gone that low.
Nah, he wouldn't have gone that far.
Ah, that's fucked up. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of hyped for the main event.
All right, so we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We are going to get into
My story.
story time.
Oh, this is going to be rough. First time Kirk meets me, and I'm going to tell a story that has the word dick in it like 200 times.
I know, you already can't talk. You said first time Kirk meets you.
200
Met you.
times. And then I said two.
All right, so we'll be back.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I'm going home.
Such an
Jesus!
podcast.
We are back. And it is.
I thought we were front.
Yeah, I guess we are friends.
Front and center.
All right.
Ready to go.
So we're back for story time. I'm pretty sure I just used the Goosebumps theme to come back.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, call me, I don't know his name. Rawlings?
Who knows?
Who wrote
Yeah.
Goosebumps?
Who wrote Goosebumps?
R.L. Stein.
Thank you.
R.L. Stein. There you go.
I'll be fucking F.L. Stein. Fuck my life, Stein. Here we go.
So hold on.
All right.
We're joined by another special guest. We have the official wife of the podcast,
Stop
Amy.
it!
This is gonna be tough.
Ah.
It's just getting harder.
Sorry.
So you're performing for a whole studio audience right now.
Yay!
Yay! Woo! Tell me about them dicks.
Whoa. Somebody knows my demographic.
All right, when you're ready, sir.
Go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna get this my DJ open. I'm sure you know what DJ is by this point.
No.
Dick jokes.
Daddy juice.
Oh.
Close enough. I'm gonna get my dick jokes ready.
Yeah, you need to have those.
I gotta get my ability to clear my throat.
There's
properly.
the familiar clack that every person who listens to the show hears.
Hey, I try to keep them out. All right, this is gonna be terrible and fun at the same time. So, Josh, would you like to know the name of my story?
Yes.
It's called Call of Duty 4: Modern Warfare Black Ops with Sentient Beings. No,
All right.
no, it doesn't have a title.
Okay.
I forgot to title it. It was actually just FF2, Fantasy Fiction 2.
Okay.
Shout outs to Fantasy Fiction. You guys are way better than me. But I think I might have Josh beat on dick jokes this week.
I think so. Dick.
I am a dick. God damn it. We must have order! Shouted the man covered in dirty garb as he stood at a podium addressing a room full of others who were also dirtied and ragged like his own dirty ass. Everyone was complaining and bitching and shit. Nobody gave a single solitary fuck about what homeboy at the podium had to say. I guess before we continue, I should introduce myself. I was fired from my Darano's job doing the narrating and whatnot, and offered another job to tell you tales of Titty La Clitoris. A strange land with some strange ideals, so strange that you couldn't find it anywhere outside of the idea of Smash being in a fighting game tournament. Fuck you. It's not a fighting game. In the town of Terminator...
But it has Ryu.
In the town of Terminator, there was nothing but destruction. A sentient thing had been destroying any and all that stood before it. No one knew how to stop it, and the town of Terminator had come together to figure out how to deal with the problem. Order! The straggly old man with the gavel bellowed as he slammed it against the podium, the masses continuing to bitch amongst themselves. I said order! He grabbed the nearest resident, a lovable dwarf named Happy Manito, and body slammed him through the podium, shattering it. The room went silent. Only for a moment before Happy started to move around and got up and then wandered off the stage back into the masses. You're a fucking dick, said the little guy as he got back into the crowd. The stanky-dank dude finally had established his silence. He looked over the crowd as he spoke. The destruction has been set upon our land, has been predicted, and yet our people decided to ignore the warnings that were put out before us. Now we face the devastation. What's causing the devastation? Asked a small little 14-year-old who thinks that he's self-entitled and believes Capcom owes him something before the Street Fighter V beta because it didn't work. And doesn't realize that the beta is to test a fucking game, you fucking idiot. I'm pretty sure I just said it is, you self-entitled piece of shit. The devastation has been brought to us by the Triple Ds. Shit, ain't no Triple Ds I ain't never been able to handle. Shouted a random dude with his dick clearly out. Everybody had to stop when they heard his words and slowly looked at his dick, and then amongst themselves, and then back to his dick. After a few moments, they all looked away at each other again before they looked back to his dick. Because there's no way this dude is really just standing there with his spadoinkle hanging out. I do not refer to chest butts, he shouted at the old man as he scowled and leered at the audience with dark eyes. A doll's eyes. Tappy Tom sat there and watched at the ongoings, as he couldn't really do anything else. I mean, he's paralyzed from the everything down to the ankle, having been a prior victim to these spoken of chest jams. The old man thrusted the gavel in his direction and bellowed, Tappy Tom! Am I safe in saying, is this what we fear? It's one tap for yes and 2 taps for no. Tappy Tom didn't really move a lot, but he sure was there to make a long, dramatic pause of about 16 minutes before finally tapping his foot once. The old man scowled at the realization and announced to all, I am referring to this devastating dreidel of devastation. What the fuck is a dreidel? Shouted the guy with his dick out as he slowly put his piece back into his dirty trousers, where there was a rip in the crotch, so really the dick never went away. It was just playing Batman now and trying to hide in the shadows of the torn cloth. It's a spinning top thing that whirls around, he responded as he stood on, matter-of-factly, like he fucking knew everything. Wait, towns are getting murked by a spinning top? It's a fucking kid's toy, said the guy's dick as it grew eyeballs and peered out through the tattered jeans. Is that a talking dick? Said the old man as everyone once again looked at his dick, and then amongst themselves, and then back to his dick. Out of nowhere, an orc jumped out and slashed vertically across his body and chopped his dick right the fuck off. It grew legs and ran away like the baby xenomorph in the Alien movie. Your chair just sounded like a fart, and it really threw me off. Blood spewed from the man's peener as he collapsed, and it geysered into the air. The old man with the gavel spoke once again. We need a hero. We need our savior who has been there time and time again. We need Dongalo Bongalo the fearsome. A man stepped forward, completely clad in plate mail armor, with 2 double-sided broad axes strapped to his back and a half-helmet that sat on top of his hair with black hair wisping in the wind. That guy, he only got his title because he went down on some dirty prostitute with harpies, said an onlooker. That's not true. It's because of the bravery I have for my people. He yelled as he looked around, trying to figure out who said that shit. Yeah, helping your people by taking one for the team, so you got scabs hanging off your lip. It's cold sore. Sure. He found the outspeaker, taking out one of his axes and cutting him down in half as he growled. He was working for the enemy. He was reporting our activities. That dude's full of shit. He growled, gripping his axe, as the second blood geyser started spurting out like a jizzing wiener. The old man raised his gavel, and as he went to speak, they stopped at the sound of that thing from Ninja Scroll when Rock Dude threw his double-bladed boomerang and chopped all those ninjas in half, because that was cool. Dongalo leapt in the air as the dreidel blasted through the wall and into the crowd, blood spewing out everywhere as the 12-foot dreidel blasted through the onlookers. Those who living fled as the building came crashing down, except for old Tappy Tom, who just kind of sat there. You know, the rubble landing all around him, because somehow he was just completely protected from that. I wrote that. Dongalo leapt over as the crowd split open and ripped apart from the triple Ds. Hundreds of hands, lungs, and feet and rib cages were landing around. Because when something like that hits you, Mortal Kombat told me that's what happens. He grabbed his sore lip as the infection seemed to be spreading. Watching as the triple Ds came to a full stop, spikes shot out from the sides as well as a set of eyes that seemed to focus on him. The dreidel started spinning again with the spikes extended at its full range. The devastating dreidel shot towards Dongalo as he leapt atop. He grabbed the top stem of the dreidel, and he was spun around until he got stick and started barfing everywhere and held on till he couldn't hold on anymore and was slung from the top and crashed through a wall down onto the floor where he was buried. He climbed out of the rubble. He's alright. He's doing good. Watching his people get torn apart as he slowly pushed away the debris from around him. The triple Ds jiggled, showed some nip, and covered up in time to spin at him again. Dongalo Babongalo, yeah, his middle name is B, shot up into the sky once more where the triple Ds shot at him, smacking him out of the air, his plate mail flying from his body from the impact as he threw his hand out, and in a flash the wings were beneath his arms. He caught himself in the air and his legs came down into 2 large talons that were hidden beneath the armor, flapping his wings as he watched closely. Told you that dude had harpies, someone said, still watching, as Dongalo swooped down, clutched his head, soared into the air, spun around, and flung the body at the dreidel as it exploded. It seemed ineffective, spoke the harpy man, as he watched the devilish device spinning as it stopped and stood at tip points. The side facing him opened to reveal the most evil entity of all time. Uwe Boll.
Oh, no.
You think you can stop me, yeah? Or my movies? There will be nothing left, yeah? It stated as the side shut and the spikes covered the dreidel, and it started to spin at full speed once more as it launched itself at the harpy, before being tackled by a full-growth dick xenomorph. Jesus! As it screeched, its blood, which was acid jizz, spilled all over the dreidel, the spikes melting away as Bull screamed out in pain, melting away like his cinematic credibility. The harpy just flapped and sat in the sky, watching the dick work both those triple Ds. Metallic blood and jizz flinging everywhere as it melted away. The dick xenomorph clawing and tail thrashing as it melted away at the same time, ripping the monster open. They both lay just dissolving. What the fuck? Dongalo stated as he flapped his wings. Watching the mayhem unfold, he looked around for his people as the battle sizzled out, seeing all but one dead. It was old Tappy Tom, who was just still sitting there. Never hindered as he watched the whole thing unfold as the harpy swooped down, watching him. looking to him and then to the dying two creatures. Did you see that? There's one tap for yes, two for no. Tappy Tom tapped his foot once, and Dongalo could only shake his head slowly. We're the only two left, Tappy. What the fuck just happened? He tapped 3 times. What? Wait, what did you just say? The harpy said as Tom again tapped 3 times. The harpy looked wide-eyed and tried to thrust himself back. Tom exploding and a Dick Xenomorph queen burst through his crotch. Feathers flying everywhere as he got caught between the jaws of the true destroyer, biting, crushing, and grinding the harpy down between the ghastly dick jaws that, yes, opened from the slit of the pee hole. Straighter, he claimed to Taffy Tom. He heard 2 taps from the disembodied figure. Yes, yes. The end. There are aliens in titty la clitoris. Thank you.
Oh man, Tappy Tom.
Hey,
How could you?
nobody knew he was housing the queen.
What a dick.
How do you think he was paralyzed?
Hey, that makes sense.
There was nothing left but his taps. Oh, God.
Good stuff, good stuff.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I got tears in my eyes.
Me too.
I got motorcycles outside.
There are motorcycles outside.
Man,
What a
it must be
bunch of
fun to have
assholes.
one of those.
All right. So we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
We're going to compose ourselves.
I'm going to smoke.
We're going to come back.
Oh, we're going to come back?
We are going to come back.
We're going to be like in a fucking match of Marvel.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Let's do this shit.
Triple D!
I'm David, and I talk first.
Yes, you do, asshole. Are you ready for some nerd battle?
It's time.
A Saturday night party.
It's time. It's
Which one is called?
should we? It's pretty obvious what it is. It's fucking nerd shit.
All right, so there is a channel you and I frequent. We've talked about them before. Screw Attack.
Yes,
They do death battles.
that.
Yes, that.
No, 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 no. No, no, no. Please, please, please. No, no, not that.
Yes, that.
Jesus!
Yeah.
They do death battles. There's one really famous one. It's got the most hits they've ever gotten. Is
Oh, of course.
yeah. It's Goku versus Superman.
Imagine that.
We're both Goku fans. We're like, fuck, why does Superman have to win? But
Makes sense.
it does make sense. They just did a part 2, and they were like, oh, everybody's like, oh, he can go God Super Saiyan now, so surely he can match up to Superman now. And they were like, no, not
It's
really.
Still,
No.
it's not gonna happen.
And that kind of goes, and I'll save this for another day of the whole why I don't like DC as much as I like Marvel sort of deal. But
Because you can actually kill their characters.
another topic for another time.
All right.
So they did Death Battle 2, Goku versus Superman, which I actually really liked because the first video they did, it was like 20 minutes of fighting, and it was awesome. But the video was like 30 minutes long, 20 minutes of it was fight. On this one, 25 minutes video was only like 10 minutes of a fight, and the 15 minutes that was left was like, look, this is why Goku will never beat Superman. It doesn't matter how many forms he has. It doesn't matter how many planets he can destroy. He will never beat Superman.
Maybe he needs a Dick Xenomorph.
You know what? That could probably help out.
That's the game changer.
It never hurts.
All right, so we're going to do nerd battles. So nerd battles...
It hurts sometimes.
All right.
Sorry.
Nerd battles. The general rules are, you're in a dome stadium, you're on a football field, each contestant zaps in at different points, and they run...
Football field?
Yes.
Half a football field.
It's
Whatever.
Thunderdome.
Jesus.
It's Thunderdome.
They're on a 50-yard field. For fuck's sake.
It has turf and shit.
I win.
They zap in at different ends of the field, they run at each other, so who wins? And that's the general rules.
The audience.
So, for some of these, I actually have... And you can set these up if anybody thinks of one that you want to talk about. You can set these up. So, like, my first one, I'm bringing out the heavyweights. We're going right at it. And I think everybody here can talk. The first one is Mario versus Sonic.
Mario. Next.
Really?
Hold on.
Sonic.
Hold on. Mario versus Sonic, power-ups are accessible.
Power.
Yeah, Mario still.
Sonic.
Sonic.
Sonic, what do you have? Running shoes?
All right, well, you can't...
Okay,
we need to
I
discuss
don't know.
this.
I know, right? Go ahead. Round table. Round table.
Alright, if you're gonna say power-ups accessible, are you talking about like Chaos Emeralds too?
Yes.
Okay, Sonic, just one.
So
That's
here,
not fair.
when I started this out, I was like, all right, straight up Mario...
Invincibility.
I was like, Mario versus Sonic, and I was like, I think Sonic would win, but Mario jumps pretty high. So you gotta think...
That's your reasoning?
That's
Underneath-
a superpower?
Hold on.
He's a pole vaulting platypus.
Underneath those overalls, he's got to have some tree trunks
Oh,
under there.
what the hell? Are you talking about what's underneath Mario's overalls?
He's talking about the legs, not
What?
the peener. We've
Not
had
the
enough
xenomorph.
dick.
He's got to have some
It's
giant,
not the xenomorph.
veiny legs.
Those veins are throbbing.
All right, so power-ups accessible. So Mario, of course,
Huh.
he's got the mushroom, he's got the
Damn.
fire flower, he's got the cape.
He does have lots of
He's
weapons.
got an invincibility.
He's got a
star.
freaking raccoon suit.
He does have a raccoon suit.
He does, and
Mario's
a
the
fish
original
suit.
cosplayer.
He's got a Tanuki suit.
Damn. Okay,
He's
Mario.
got a Hammer Brothers suit.
I'm with
It's still Sonic.
Mario.
Alright, he could use the invincibility star against the Severed Emerald fucking Sonic who goes supersonic because even in that mode, Sonic could still die.
But
Mario
the
can actually morph
invincibility
into a
star
shell.
runs out.
So that's the big problem right there, is timing.
Yeah.
Because, do you run out of... I don't remember how the gold-haired Saiyan Sonic worked.
You can pretty much do anything, but you always have your... See, the thing with Sonic is you always have your coins. So if you get
Rings,
hit...
asshole!
Whatever. If you get hit and you lose all your rings, as long as you grab, a couple of them, then you can take another hit.
But that's the thing. I don't remember if Saiyan Sonic... That's what I'm calling him. Fuck everybody.
Oh, it is. It's Super Saiyan.
Was he invincible when he was that way?
You can run on spikes. I think the only thing you can't do is fall down a pit.
Which is the same as Invincibility Star.
Mario can fucking slide down a fucking tube.
Mario can't fall down a pit, though.
He can't fall down an endless pit.
Final answer.
Nobody can fall down an
Mario.
endless pit. No, because Saiyan Sonic doesn't wear off.
Exactly. So that
I
was my
think that's
point.
his big advantage.
Yeah.
The star goes away.
But he does have to get 50 rings in order to turn Super Saiyan.
Could Mario stop him before then?
Could he?
Are there rings in this battle?
Are there power-ups in this battle?
Power-ups are
Power-ups are there,
accessible.
but we never said 50 rings. Rings aren't a power-up. They're just money. They get you fucking lives.
Okay. So let's
Are they
say
there?
let's say he can't get 50 rings.
Oh, then he can't be Saiyan Sonic, which means he's got to go against Hammer Brother Mario, Tanuki Mario, Raccoon Mario, Cape Mario.
So
Exactly.
Sonic does have the shields that he can get.
Yeah, he has electric fire, magnetic, that draws in rings, but there's no goddamn rings.
Yeah.
This is Lord of the... We ain't got fucking rings.
Lord of the No Rings.
Woo!
But Mario's Invincibility Star is an item, which means he does have it, which pretty much means...
But can Sonic outrun him
He's got the runny
long
shoes.
enough for that to lose effect?
Super Trooper, you and I are
It's true.
out. We're
This is
tapped
tough.
out at this point. It's between the
No,
two of them.
I'm going with this whole fight is lasting about 3 seconds.
Okay.
3.
Because based on the rules, they started opposite ends of the, as we've established, the 50-yard field.
Are the power-ups all in the
Oh,
middle?
Hold on. We got, so if you talk basic physics, starting Mario was the slowest
He was
car on the
pretty
planet.
fucking slow. Damn, he was
Sonic
slow.
takes off. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Ooh.
Mario just got hit by a brick wall.
Damn.
Fight over.
Damn. Okay, he might have.
Has
he might have
anybody
won
ever
that.
watched The Game Theorist?
No.
Where he actually did an episode stating where Sonic is not faster than Mario.
No.
What?
Yep, and he actually used calculations and everything and proved that
Then
Mario's
Mario
actually
wins.
faster.
Then Mario wins.
You'd have to see the episode first.
Mario has Luigi, and Mario
But
has
can't
freaking
wait? Didn't they say Sonic can
Luigi
move
isn't
at the speed of
power.
light?
Okay, whatever, but he has... Yeah,
Sonic
he's
has
his
tails
opponent, right?
and...
Yeah, once you bring them in, that
Well,
doesn't
no,
Mario
no,
has
no, no,
weapons.
power-ups.
Okay, I had fucking banks of weapons with Mario.
No, it's just power ups. It's no sidekicks.
It's power-ups only.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm tapped out because honestly...
Can't
Mario's
Sonic move at the speed of light though?
I'm partial to Mario.
That I'm not sure of. But, like I said, this is just going off of a guy who evaluated the way they move in the spaces in the games. It's not the technical limitations of the character, so
But
there's
it has
possibility.
blast processing, man.
Shit.
Damn it.
We're fucked.
You know what? I'm going with Sonic because I think that match
Oh.
starts.
Oh, then
I think
Sonic
that match
wins.
starts. I
Yeah.
think Sonic goes into a
It's
little ball.
Yeah,
And
his-
4-1.
his theory
Sonic
is-
wins.
If he can get the first hit, it's over.
yeah. All right. So Mario versus Sonic. Sonic wins.
Fuck, man.
Whatever.
Woo!
Whatever you want, Sonic.
Go Hedgehogs.
Clap this dick.
Next fight we have
Yes.
Megazord versus Voltron.
Give me the clap.
Oh.
The Go Lion.
Okay, so we're talking the cool Voltron.
Yes, we're talking. No, not the
Not
space
the crappy,
car.
Not the
yeah.
crappy space car.
This is
No,
a boys
no.
only discussion, by the way, since I just did and broke your statue, and I don't even know which one it was.
All right. Let's pause for a second. So I come home.
Pause balls.
And she's like, I was dusting the shelf and your big transformer fell over. And I'm like, what big transformer?
Ooh, that is not what you want to hear.
And she's like, the one in the middle, you know, the really big one. And I look over and it's the $300 Voltron masterpiece that is falling over.
It's a transformer. It's supposed to come apart, right?
It's a GoBot.
And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Why that one? Jesus.
I busted your GoBot.
My defense was you dust your own shelves, baby. You're welcome. And I don't think you like that very much.
Yeah, just,
No, that would
just
have
tell
pissed
me
me off so bad.
Just tell me to dust it. Don't break
Now
the
we're referencing GoBots.
masterpiece.
GoBots, man. You gotta have the Kmart of the Transformers generation.
You're
All right.
welcome, babe. Love you.
Megazord versus Voltron.
I'm
So,
out.
Voltron.
hold on. They start in their final forms.
How the fuck do they fit in a 50-yard field?
Exactly. That's why I said 100 yards, and you were like, no, fucking 50.
I don't think they could fit in a 100-yard
How do they fit
field.
in a dome stadium?
All right, it's a large stadium.
Okay.
Let's say that.
This is the Death Star Stadium.
So here's what I was thinking.
It's
All
full
right,
field.
if you start out between the Power Rangers versus the Lion Force, Power Rangers are going to win. Because the Lion Force are just people, Power Rangers have superpowers.
How do Power Rangers
So-
have superpowers?
Because they went to the
They had
morphing
weapons.
grid and got their suits.
And they still did the same shit. They just beat up putties a little faster.
They could beat up the putties in one hit after they did that. Come on.
No, they still did some flippies.
All right. So then I was like, all right, well, we'll have them go into their robots and start the fight. And I was like, no, well, if they do that, then Voltron wins because the robots are super overpowered when they're on their own. So Megazord versus Voltron, final forms, who wins?
I'm sorry, can I just say, you all are such fucking nerds. Oh my god.
Get the fuck out.
Oh my god, it's such a fucking nerd.
Alright,
So you're,
podcast.
you're
Fine, you're
saying
not
it was
allowed
some
to
kind
afford
of...
So when you're saying final form, are you talking about like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
John,
No,
every-
just the Megazord. Just the Megazord.
Oh, just the Megazord?
Not the Ultrazord.
Oh, well, then, yeah, it's a fucking Voltron.
Wait, so I wanted to say... So you're saying it was some kind of Such a Nerd podcast,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Alright.
Such a nerd podcast.
I'm going
Fucking
with Voltron.
nerds.
You're going with Voltron.
I'm going with Voltron.
So it's tough because I feel like at the end of the day it's going to come down to which sword is better. So you
Okay.
have the Blazing Sword versus the Power Sword. So the Blazing Sword cuts robots in half. The Power Sword cuts biological people in half. So which is better?
Well, it's robot against robot for this one, so.
This is a tough one, man. This was probably the toughest one that I had.
This was the easiest one for me. Now, if it was that form of that masterful piece of
Oh, if we're talking
fucking-
Ultrazord, then yeah.
Yeah, Ultrazord versus Voltron.
That was
Yeah.
heavier.
Your
Yeah.
fucking toy weighs as much as my 2-year-old.
That was heavier for sure.
I really thought you were going to say it weighs as much as your cock. But okay.
No. That's just if you had, like, his helmet. And
Wait,
that's
can we
about
volunteer to fact check that?
Grab the scale.
God, Voltron versus Mega. I'm going to have to go Voltron. I think Voltron's the original,
Hands
Megazord's a
down.
ripoff.
It was, but it was a live-action ripoff, so
Yeah.
technically not a ripoff. And it was really bad when you go back and you watch it now because, man.
Oh, it's horrible. It's fucking horrible. All right, so Voltron. We have 3 Voltrons.
We're going Voltron.
Well, she said she was out, so it was already 2 Voltrons,
All right.
so we had already won.
Amy didn't care. Voltron wins.
I
Winner.
broke one. I don't know which one it was.
Next one. Now, this is the one I probably have gone back and forth on the most. and
Wolverine.
This is the one I told you about last week.
Versus what, Freddy Krueger?
Wolverine
Versus
versus
anyone.
Batman.
Oh, boo. I like Freddy Krueger.
No vehicles, just the people. Batman has whatever he has on his utility belt. There's no prep time.
He's got
it's
mad
just,
gadgets.
It's just zap in, go. Who
I think it'd
wins?
be a hell of a
Wolverine.
fight, but I think Wolverine would end up winning.
Wolverine.
So we have 2 for Wolverine. So
Wolverine.
let's break this down. Because my initial thought was Wolverine gets a hold of Batman, stabs him once, game over.
I don't think it'd be that easy.
Batman's pretty fluent in martial arts, so let's say he could hold his own for a little bit. Then I started thinking, okay, in the comic books, X-23, who was a female clone of Wolverine, she beat Wolverine by doing a very simple trick. She would slash him, cut him open, and then get a handful of mud and shove it into the wound so the wound couldn't heal.
Do you think Batman would do that, though?
Is Batman smart enough to
Nope.
recognize
Nope.
that this guy heals and I can stop him from healing by doing this?
Batman
Wolverine.
is Detective Supremo.
Exactly.
Is there any mud in Gotham? Where are they fighting?
They're in a football field.
Oh, shit, and there is mud there.
Yeah,
It's a dome
Is
stadium.
it a
There's a
dark
dome
football
stadium.
field?
yeah, we're going open stadium on this end. It's
Is
raining.
it fucking
It's got a
dark?
retractable roof depending on the combatants.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's raining, okay.
Retractable roofs. Okay, so roofs open and,
and it's raining. It's raining
Woo,
balls.
okay.
Alright.
Makes it more interesting, but I'm still going to say Wolverine.
Batman versus Wolverine. So I think without a doubt, adamantium could probably stab through whatever Batman's using.
Hardest metal in
So
the world.
it's a matter of Batman keeping away long enough.
To figure out that you have to remember too, Batman was the one that figured he had contingencies for every member of the Justice League.
Exactly.
So
But he
he was
had
able to
prep
figure
time.
these out.
But he had
Yeah.
prep time.
Yeah. Can he figure it out on the fly to stop the regeneration?
Fuck it, he'll do it live.
I think that something. I think that something would happen to the point where he'd see an injury not healing as fast if it's sitting there raining in a fucking football field, to where he'd be able to be like, "Wait a second, could use this to my advantage."
So, and this
So,
goes...
oh great, I just
God.
contradicted
All right.
myself.
Yeah, I'm going to save it, because I was going to go back into the this is whole why I don't like DC Comics thing, but alright, well, we'll save that. Alright, Batman versus Wolverine.
Oh wait, why don't you like DC because of that?
Alright, so, god damn it. I don't like Superman because Superman, it started out, he had very clear definitions of his power. Faster than a locomotive, leap tall buildings in a single bound, more powerful than a locomotive and faster than a speeding bullet. Very clear definitions of his power, and then it just fucking...
He got everything.
He got everything. So
He was the
literally-
Mega Man of superheroes.
Literally to the point where it was like they were inventing superpowers every week. Well, there was one where he could fire super midgets out from his hand.
What?
He
Yes.
an
Oh my
DJ
god,
test.
I shot out from his hand.
I need that issue.
It was fucking ridiculous. And as they talked about in Death Battle, he could sneeze and destroy a galaxy. Like, that's how powerful he got. So at that point, when that character's so powerful, why do I care? If nothing can hurt him. And even when Doomsday came in and killed him, quote unquote, he wasn't really dead. So again, it's like, what's the fucking point?
He is back next week talking about where we going tomorrow.
And with Batman, I feel it's the same way. It's like, oh, well, he's the smartest person ever. He can invent some gadget to kill anybody. Then it's like, well, what's the fucking point?
Well, in that situation, it's not like he can invent anything. He only has what's on
Batman,
his
well,
utility belt.
Superman does
Did
that.
you just play Arkham Knight? Like
Yeah.
every 5 seconds, Lucius was like, Master Wayne, I've been working on that new prototype you asked for just for this situation. You ready
Yeah,
for
it's
it?
true. It's like, oh god, I need an underground sonar system. Hey,
So that's
I
why
got
I'm
it.
saying-
Batman is highly intelligent, and he comes up with things to, compete against his.
So
his
that's why I'm
opposition.
saying in this one, there's
Superman
no vehicles.
has superpowers. Batman doesn't.
There's
and Batman
no-
can still take him down.
Well, there is no, hey, I'm going to drop this off in the middle of your fight.
Exactly.
There's none of that.
There's no vehicles. There's no sidekicks. It's just what they have on him. Batman, whatever gadgets he has on him, he's got his batarangs. He's got his grappling hook.
Well, I'm a girl, so I'm thinking in terms of
Accessories?
accessories.
Who has the longer nails?
Who's hotter? Oh my god! Oh my god! There's so many fucking Batmans
Are you
right
going
now.
Christian Bale or
They
Hugh
crap.
Jackman?
Yeah, exactly. Which one do I choose from? No, honestly, cinematography. I'm a huge cinematography freak, and if
You're
I
also
have
a huge table kicking freak. Watching this This cup's just jiggling away.
Like double D's.
Triple
Triple
Ds.
D's, damn. I have to go Wolverine.
I'm still
If
on
I'm
the end.
picturing the battle,
Still
if I'm
going
picturing the
Wolverine?
battle, it is mortal versus mortal. I mean, I have to go Wolverine because just based on cinematography factor alone, which battle is more epic, Wolverine's coming out ahead if I can picture the battle.
No, I'm still sticking with Wolverine. I think even if Batman did figure something out, I think Wolverine's aggressive enough to where if he thinks he figured something out, he'd go after him even harder.
And
I don't think
his
Bruce
slashes
Wayne
would
could
be
stay
so-
away too long.
It's really tough. I think I'm going to go Wolverine.
Woo! 3 Wolverines. Kirk?
If I say Wolverine, does this mean I have to get the Batman tattoo removed from my leg?
Fuck
No.
no, Batman's still a beast.
Yeah.
It's like, what-
Based on all of that, I would have to go Wolverine because
Woo!
there's no prep for it.
Yeah.
Join
It's
the,
like the
I would say
Goku-
dark side, but
They have cookies.
being that we're opposing Batman, we're going to say the light side. Okay.
It's like Goku versus Superman. I can admit that Superman won. Does that mean I'm any less of a Goku fan? Fuck
I mean,
no. I'm still
Superman
gonna
could
go see
totally
it.
win many, many battles. We are just posing this as one of them. Wolverine wins.
All right, so this one is more for David. As he burps right into the microphone.
Yeah.
This one's more for David.
You're welcome.
So we have Dante from Devil May Cry.
Fuck yeah, new one.
Reboot. Versus Kratos. God of War 3.
It's an easy one. It's fucking Kratos.
Okay.
You stuttered.
Elaborate. There was some hesitation
There
there.
was, for sure.
Because I forgot his name for a second. You had just said, and I was like, what was it again? No, I think Kratos, he just has more battle experience. And when it comes down to it, Dante from Devil May Cry may be a badass, he may be a demigod, but he's also dealing with a guy that was formerly a god who's been through multiple wars. He's not going to beat Kratos. Would I rather play Devil May Cry? Yes. But Kratos wins that, in my opinion, hands down.
Okay. So you think Kratos wins?
Especially if you're giving them all their abilities. Because
Yeah.
Dante may have the devil trigger, but compared to everything that, like, Kratos has gotten, like, you'd have to pick a specific version because all of his abilities between 1, 2, and 3 were so completely different.
All right, so let me ask you this. So Death Battle Once Upon a Time did Kratos versus Spawn.
Can Kratos win?
No, Spawn won.
Spawn won.
Spawn won.
I forgot that one. I
Do
mean, I
you-
watched it, but it was a while ago.
Do you agree?
Would Spawn beat Kratos?
Yeah.
Ooh, fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spawn's regeneration capabilities, depending on what time he is in his lifeline, where he can run out of the energy, he'd win.
Yeah. And they made the point that Kratos is the Sword of Olympus.
Mhm.
It's a godly weapon, but it's not a holy weapon.
Yeah,
So
and
that's-
what what actually hurts Spawn the most.
Yeah, exactly.
That's his weakness. His whole
So yeah, I agree. I think Spawn would win that.
Yeah, all right. 3-way match.
Three-way?
Human
What guy
centipede.
doesn't like a three-way?
Human Centipede. Who would win? The guy in the front would win.
The guy in the front.
He's just the one going, eat my shit.
Yeah, pretty much. He wins.
And the female
disgusting.
fucking gets it. Oh shit, never mind.
Ugh.
She
Human Sentai
There is
pad.
no female, damn it!
Did anybody else want to coin in Kratos, Dante? Do either of y'all even know those characters?
Do you know God of War?
I've played God of War. I haven't played enough Devil May Cry.
I definitely don't know Devil May Cry. I know
Well, we're
DMC.
only talking about-
I know
we're
Run
only-
DMC. What?
We're only talking about the recent one, the reboot.
Yeah, the reboot.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys are on.
He's awesome, but Kratos, nah, he loses.
Okay.
Next.
I agree. I think Kratos wins. So I have only one more for Nerd Battles, and I threw it on here as a tribute to UFC 190, which we are watching right now. Ronda Rousey versus Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, I was gonna say Ronda Rousey versus a freaking Wonder Woman. Can we do that one?
No.
Oh,
Wonder
come
Woman.
on, fucking we'll do it
Sorry.
live. Come on.
Wonder Woman wins.
Yeah, Wonder
That was
Woman
easy.
wins.
No way.
Ronda Rousey doesn't have any superpowers. But
Damn it, Amy. Damn it.
that fight, it goes two ways. Is it going the way that Floyd, I'ma ditch this bitch Mayweather goes, or is it going
I
MMA
hate Floyd
fight?
Mayweather.
It's going opposite sides of a football field, and they run
They
at
do
each
whatever
other.
the fuck they want?
Yeah.
Then Floyd
Ronda.
wins.
Ronda wins.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah.
I
love
agree.
it.
Boxing match, Floyd could win. That's why he specifically said, I'll take you in a charity boxing
I
match.
think
He ain't gonna
Oh,
let
of
her
course
have-
he did. No.
He's not gonna let her have access to all of her fucking.
No,
news
this
and
is
shit.
a real fight, not a pillow fight.
Yeah.
Pillow fight. What? What the fuck are you trying to say?
I'm saying Floyd Mayweather likes to
I'm
hug.
sorry, what did you say?
Wayweather.
Wait.
Floyd Mayweather likes to hug people, so when he gets in close, Ronda just throws
bring
him
it
down,
in, let's
rips his
bring
arm
it in.
off, and
Beats
and
him to
takes his
death.
life. Yeah.
He Chinooks him.
Yeah.
Chinook.
All right, so Ronda Rousey wins. We're on agreement.
Shit. Okay.
Fuck Mayweather. That
Anybody
guy's a
have
piece of
any other
shit.
battles?
I tried.
No.
I said Wonder Woman.
It's got to be either two regular people or two superpowered people.
David's dick
Me
versus
versus-
Josh's mouth.
I know.
Who wins?
My mouth, because I bite.
Oh.
Ooh, baby, don't give it all away.
I agree.
Ooh,
Jeez.
shit.
I just got scared.
All right, well, in that case, we'll take our break, and we'll come back. We'll get into some...
Oh my god, I'm so having a nerdgasm.
All right, we are back to talk about some nerdgasms. David, what do you got? That's all you got?
That's about. Wow. Yeah. I should have done that before we came back.
Sure.
I'm still rocking with the thing I was talking about earlier. I'm still digging the spaghetti.
Yes, that.
Hey, I put it in. I made it. Oh, don't I gotta say my songs?
Yeah.
Because Kirk might be listening later.
Kirk might be listening to this episode and want to know the song.
He might want to know what they were. So for the show last week, I did the American version of the Dragon Ball Z theme. Ninja Sex Party. Let's get this terrible party started.
Which was great.
It worked out great.
Yeah.
True Survivor by the Hoff.
Yeah.
Kung Fury.
Can't mess with that.
Had to watch it again after
Gonna
that.
get some action.
Eminem, Mom Spaghetti.
Ah, that was not bad.
And then I think the last one was DVDA, Only a Woman.
Only a woman is allowed to touch me there.
It's a great song.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, so
I'm
my...
sure Kirk would appreciate those if he were here.
I'm sure if
Kirk
you
may have actually been singing along to the Only a Woman.
It's my theme song in real life.
We will hypothesize.
All right, so my nerdgasms.
Yeah. It's
So the first one I have is Amy suggested a retrospective for us to do. So official way for the podcast wants us to do a Xenogears retrospective.
Yeah.
I have declined.
Okay.
What?
No, I think it's totally doable.
It'll be
would-
a one-off. It'll be easy. It's not like it had multiple sequels.
Yeah. See, the
But it
thing
will take, like, an
is-
hour.
Josh,
I was
why
gonna
did
say-
Amy suggest this, please? Why?
We'll get to that later. So, I was kind of like, yeah, it'll either have to be 2 30-minute segments or just fucking, we'll do it live, get it out 1 hour-long segment.
Fuck it.
We could do
it
one.
live.
We can do one part for each disc.
Yeah, it would probably
Sadly
have to
enough,
be.
The long one would be the first one because
Yeah.
the second disc got butchered.
Yeah, it really did.
Time restraints, man. I read the book about it.
Yeah.
So shit happens.
I
How do you
think-
feel about Xenogears, Josh?
I think it's worth doing a retrospective on for sure. It's definitely one of the better stories of any game I've ever played, so I think we should do that. Not next week for sure.
No.
Probably not the week after either.
No.
So I'm thinking like maybe
Towards the end of whatever, August.
yeah, end of this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the beginning of next month we'll have Metal Gear, so yeah, it'll be good. End of this month, look for
Fuck
Xenogears.
yeah, can't
Oh,
wait.
honorary wife is fine with end of August.
I just got totally stoked again about Metal Gear.
Another nerdgasm I had, I really, really wanted to play just a good old-fashioned turn-based JRPG.
Yeah.
And I found out that there were none on PS3 or Xbox 360, or even PS4 for that matter.
You got a whole
What?
fucking library behind you can put in your PS3.
Exactly. So that's what I've been doing.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So I was like, there's no new ones. I got to go back to the classics. I've actually been playing Wild Arms for the
That's
last
a good
couple
one.
days. That's a good one. I've actually been playing Wild Arms 2 because I have Wild Arms 1 as well, but I didn't get the remake that they did on PlayStation 2.
Oh, yeah, they did remake that, didn't
They did, and it was really good, and it actually came out when I was working at GameStop, and it was one of those things that was like, it's not selling very well, I'll wait till it gets down to like $20, then I'll buy it. Totally forgot about it.
And now it's probably rare and worth a lot of money.
It's about $70, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I'm playing 2 right now, and I figure I'll play 1 later on down the road sometime.
One day.
One day. So don't forget, we're going to check out DBZ Resurrection F. on Tuesday. That's my other
Tuesday,
nerdgasm.
7 o'clock p.m.
I've also been watching a lot of Botchamania recently.
What the fuck is Botchamania?
So when you came over last week, I was watching and I was like, yeah, I'm watching Botchamania. So basically what it is, it's just a collection of wrestlers fucking up.
Oh, that's not bad.
Either during matches or during promos.
So like John Cena's whole career.
Oh, no.
ooh.
Shout outs to Malia.
Yeah.
No, at the beginning of their episodes, they have this little clip that they play, and it's just of people fucking up during promos.
Oh, that's that one where I came over and I just heard that song and I was like, that's fucking Yonoid on
It
Nintendo.
is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy. It's
Okay.
stupid cartoon music, for real.
But
Works for me.
during the opening, so they have all the wrestlers fucking up their promos, but there's one guy from CZW named Danzig.
Mm-hmm.
And during his promo, he's just like out of nowhere, he's like, Jesus!
Jesus!
And it's the best Jesus you've ever heard in your life, so
You have to
that's
watch it.
Christianity, I got shit on that one.
like all day during work, whenever somebody says something, I'm just like, Jesus!
Well,
So-
you have to see it in context.
I'm willing to bet there's probably going to be some Jesus sprinkled out through this episode.
Oh, Sprinkle Jesus is the best Jesus.
Jesus
I like
sprinkles.
Sprinkle
Jesus
Jesus.
sprinkles.
Oh, Sprinkle Jesus.
So check out Botchamania, and then we got some live feedback going on. Not
Alright.
from Gary this time.
Who the fuck?
So this is from one of my buddies from Verizon, Mike Bell.
What's up, Mike?
He actually wrote in and said, hey, I got some ideas for the podcast.
Does he know he needs to get off the official Redneck's last name because I don't appreciate it?
It's spelled different,
Okay.
if that matters.
Oh, it
yeah.
makes all the
How do you
difference.
spell Bell different?
I'm not going to spell his last name so he doesn't get looked up
I
on
know,
the
right?
internet.
But
Yeah,
there's
let's
one
not do that.
spelling. Wait, okay, whatever.
While we're at it,
Anyway,
my name
next.
is David. Let me give you my social security code.
Exactly. This is my address and my blood type.
So he had, I don't know what he's going to be the official thing of yet. I have to think about that one. Well, he's a really techie guy, so maybe
He is the official Chota boy.
No.
From Orgasmo. Hey, he made the Orgasmerator. He is real techie.
Next.
Am I right?
All right, Mike Bell, you're the official Chota boy. Sorry.
Oh, David, stupidity
Goodbye, title.
strikes again.
Damn it.
All right, official Chota boy. The podcast says old movies are things you didn't catch in the theater. Existenz, which you talked about.
Fuck yeah.
Equilibrium, Dark City, Daywatch, Nightwatch. Remakes versus originals, so Batman, RoboCop, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And he says a t-shirt that says, fuck it, I'm doing it live.
Oh,
Which I think we need to do.
Might beat the Gary
Yes.
shirt out to first press.
here we have a company.
So yeah, I actually don't have shit to talk about next week, so why don't we say we do that? Remakes versus originals?
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Does this mean I gotta watch the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Oh,
Does this mean I get to watch all the cartoons?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm just watching the YouTube shit, okay? The guy who did the voiceovers.
Can
that's all I'm watching.
any YouTuber please just give me the cliff notes for the new Ninja Turtles movie? So I
Megan
can just
Fox
be
is
like,
in it. Done.
Yep, over.
Yeah, pretty
I already
much.
figured out my part. Fucking the chick with fucking big toe thumbs.
Yeah. All right, so next
These things
week,
scare me, man.
we're going to talk about remakes versus the originals.
That's a good idea.
All right, let's do it.
We got to figure out which movies. We'll let you know when we get it figured out because honestly, it's the end of the week.
Fuck it.
We're gonna
We'll do it live.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man, we're just saying it at the same time. Huh? Are we on that level of our relationship?
We are.
Okay.
All right.
I've only known you for like what, 20 years?
It's been a fucking long time.
It's been a while.
No, because we've been out of high school for 15 fucking years.
Don't
Do you
say that to
realize
me.
I know, right?
Don't offend me that personally.
So no, we've probably known each other for
About 25 years.
24, 25 years. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You're fucking old.
Fuck your old shit.
You have anything that makes you gasm for this week?
I've just discovered the Superpower Beatdown on YouTube that I binge watched every episode.
What is that?
Power Beatdown.
It's kind of along the lines of Nerd Battle, but it's live action. Starts out with, you remember the TV show Deadliest Warrior?
Yeah.
Yep, same thing. They have the nerds are discussing who's better based on some computer simulation thing. I think they just pull a name out of a hat.
Yeah.
But they have two actors fight out the whole thing, and it's
Are they
awesome.
Nice.
Are they the ones that did the White Ranger versus Scorpion for Mortal Kombat?
Yep.
Oh, I
that
have
was
seen
awesome.
that actually.
Yeah, I did see that
Their
one.
latest was Nightwing versus Gambit.
I completely forgot about that series. I got to go back to it now.
Oh man, why didn't you bring that up for Nerd Battles? That would have been great.
Because
I'm
they already
biased
did
on
it.
that one.
And they already did it. They did it. We
Yeah,
can't
but-
just take their shit. That's only for me in fantasy fiction.
But I didn't know they did it, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Okay, there you go.
Plausible deniability.
Oh, dude, I'm definitely going to go back and check out some of their videos because the White Ranger versus Scorpion video was brutal.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then anything involving when they put Deadpool on, because half of his comments when he pulls the ray gun and they say, "You can't do that. We're owned by Disney. It's fine."
Awesome.
That's fucking great.
All right, so next week, remakes, original versus remakes.
And again, check out Fantasy Fiction Podcast because they were nice enough to let me use their idea once, and I kept running with it. So I hope they don't get mad.
I think they'll be
I don't
fine.
think they give a shit.
No.
I think they're just they're.
You
happy
drew them
here.
that picture of the hot dog. They were fine.
Hey, the Josh comment was great.
Yeah.
Josh on their show, he's like, "Hey, that's a really nice hot dog you drew back there."
Yeah. He's like got pictures of Super Saiyans and shit, and then there's a hot dog in the back. He's like, hey, that hot dog's really great.
Actually, fun fact is that's a quote from the episode because after he wins the Druid off in that episode, the girl he has a crush on comes up to and she's like, "Hey, that was a really good hot dog you turned into back there."
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that show. It's great.
All right, so we'll see you guys next week.
I am going to take the time to make our Facebook page my wiener. I don't know. I'm still stuck on all these dick comments, dude. There's not enough dick in my life.
I can help you with that.
No.
God has smiled upon you this day, the fate of a nation in your hands. And blessed be the children we who fight with all our bravery till only the righteous stand. You see the distant flames, they bellow in the night. You fight in all our names for what we know is right. And when you all get shot and cannot carry on, though you die, La Resistance lives on. You may get stabbed in the head with a dagger or a sword. You may be burned to death or skinned alive or worse. But when they torture you, you will not feel the need to run, for though you die, La Resistance lives on.
Brave Canada! Brave Canada! Because the country's gone awry. Tomorrow night these bricks will cry!
Tomorrow night, our lives will change. Tomorrow night, we'll be entertained. An execution, what a sight. Tomorrow night.
There's so much room where babies birth and flowers bloom. Tomorrow night up there is doomed, and so I will be going soon.
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Paka! You're a bona fide bastard, Uncle Paka! Looks like we may be out of luck. Tomorrow night we're pretty fucked. Why did our mother start this war? What the fuck are they fighting for? When did this song become a marathon? When Canada is dead and gone, there'll be no more Celine Dion!
They make your dick in half and serve it to a pig. And though it hurts, you laugh and dance a dickless jig. But that's the way it goes. In war, you're shut along, though you die. La Resistance lives on.
What do you mean, what happened? What are you, blind? Jesus! There was 5 of them! It took 5 of them!